Media and entertainment is such an important vertical for us, and we've been experimenting with a lot of different ways that we can meet the needs of our content partners and users. You can see that strategy starting to play out in some of the Google TV UI, as well as an entertainment space that we have brought to select Android tablets, and even how we are sort of customizing through product innovation different elements of the experience that are really resonant with the needs in this of users and developers. And so that can be everything from how we partner with content partners to be able to think through how to predict and prevent churn, especially voluntary churn. It's also the evolution that we are bringing into subscription platforms with additional services. So things like introduction of prepaid plans, also known as pay-as-you-go, as well as some of the feedback we've gotten around bundling and multi-line subscriptions that we are. For sure, our model is such that our incentives are completely aligned with developers and content partners. Like, we're only successful to the extent that you all are successful. Right. And the way that you're successful is by delighting users, and as part of delighting users, it's providing more flexibility, especially for those users who have subscriptions, to be able to engage with the platform. So we look a lot at involuntary churn. This is where a subscriber may not actually want to churn, but for whatever reason, their form of payment is stale, and we'll prompt them or gently nudge them in the experience to refresh their form of payment. Or actually at the moment where someone might be expressing the intent to churn, we'll remind them about the benefits of a subscription in partnership with that content partner. And then we're also looking at other things like how do we provide grace periods? How do we enable folks to pause versus cancel a subscription so that that enables continued engagement with the content partner. Right. The benefit that we have from engaging with such a broad ecosystem is we get a lot of insights that we can then share with all of you as to how you can look for signals of churn. But really, it's understanding your users. We think about it from the perspective of acquisition, retention, and innovation. From an acquisition perspective, because of the breadth of mouths that we have available on our platform, we partner with partners, especially in the media and entertainment space, do various featuring of meet users in the moments that are highest purchase intent and touch cultural moments or moments that are relevant within specific geos. If you look at how the Play Store has evolved over the past year, you can see how we've introduced more opportunities for developers to feature content, now carousels, through submitting different assets that are highly resonant and create opportunities to not only acquire users, but also upgrade them from trial to paid or get them into other variants, other business models that content partners are offering. Yeah, so games is such a growing space, and it's interesting because we're seeing some convergence between games and social and entertainment in many ways. Matter of fact, 15% of the world's leisure time right now is spent in gaming, and especially in younger generations, we're seeing this convergence of gaming and social come together. And so there's a couple ways that we think about it. First of all, we're observing that both users and developers want to engage in a multi-platform way. It's part of they want to be able to work to play a game on one device and pick it up on another device. They want to be form factor agnostic. And so it's one of the reasons why we brought Google Play Games to PC. And we have been enabling automated syncing for developers so folks can pick up from the mobile to the PC on games that are part of both catalogs. We also are seeing further investment by game developers in live services. Games, just like we all know, the content is very expensive and the cost of content is increasing. And it's not just about launching a game. It is about being able to extend the life of that game and also be able to partner through live services. And so you've seen that in the way that Play is starting to engage even further in the gaming space and in how we highlight in very targeted markets the insights we provide on user segments to be able to help a publisher to extend the useful life and understand the consumer beats where there's going to be the highest resonance with a user. Well, it's a really humbling, incredible time to be alive in the midst of a pretty phenomenal technological shift. At Google, the way that we think about AI is we believe that we have to approach it from both a bold and a responsible point of view. Bold in that we want to be able to solve user problems, and we look at every technology as a tool in order to do that. and responsible in that because of the billions of users that engage with our platform, there's a higher level of responsibility in how we need to be able to bring those technologies to bear. So when I think about how this may evolve within the media and entertainment space, I give the example of a recipe. You may use AI to be able to generate a recipe, but it's not just about generating the recipe. It's about understanding how you can bring together the groceries that are needed for the ingredients, engaging with the streaming provider to get the tips and tricks so that you do it right, understanding like how to showcase what you just made within social, and being able to bring all that together. On the developer side, what we see opportunities around is around AI reducing the cost of development, reducing the cost to bring especially apps to market. And we're already experimenting with some of that. You know, Android Studio Bot on September 21st expanded to over 170 markets, so that's already occurring. And within the Play Store, we see a real opportunity for engaging in a conversation, especially when you think about the breadth of our catalog with users. So we announced two things at I/O that have launched. One of them is around comment summarization. And so as you can imagine, given the breadth of apps within our experience, a lot of times users are going through the process of discovery and are trying to sort through like which reviews are going to be most interesting for them. And so to pick your games example, it would be what we're surfacing is the ability to say, hey, 20 users found this particular level really exciting, or 30 users compared this game to another game that you might find interesting. And so that makes it easier for a user to be able to engage with an app. On the other side, just as we've always had main stored listings, we also have custom stored listings that enable developers to segment based off of geo needs or persona types or various segments. And we are using main stored listings using Gen AI to generate custom stored listings and make it a lot easier for developers to reach audiences. And we're seeing increases in open rates as folks are able to utilize that, and it drives more efficiency for them. So I can envision us continuing to push in this direction and partnering with many of you as we collectively see how this space unfolds. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's, as I mentioned, it's not one size fits all. There's so much diversity within this region. But we see a range of device types where users have various needs from low tier to mid tier to high tier devices. And so there's challenges around storage. There's challenges around the breadth of content. There's even challenges around fragmentation and forms of payment that we are learning about the ways that users want to engage. In some cases, users want to be able to buy on behalf of another family member. And so we need to be there in order to support them for that. In other cases, users are used to transacting via a carrier, or they're used to transacting around installments, or there's such payment innovation going on in this region that gives us opportunities to partner around e-wallets and other things. So there's a breadth of innovation that we're collaborating around, and especially as there are different ranges of digital sophistication and mobile sophistication in the region, and we want to be partnered with users to help them in their discovery efforts and grow with them as they migrate across different devices, discover different form factors, or have different needs for their families and their use cases evolve. And so that's really exciting, right? And even some of the conversations that we've been having during APOS have been really interesting in terms of learning the different problems that various content partners are looking to solve, how they segment their users, and how Google Play can partner with them to be able to help them grow their businesses, because we only win when each other.
On that note, Sam, thank you very much.
Thank you.